Welcome back to the Great Katie Baking Show.
This week we have a riveting showstopper, Katie versus Katie.
Will Katie rise to the top, or will she plot her own downfall? Find out on this episode.
Oh goodness.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today, I am going to be making my birthday cake in the style of the Great British Baking Show. It's my birthday week, so I thought that this was a fitting video to do. These are my very qualified judges. This is Emily, this is Abby, and this is Emily. Easy to remember. So here are their qualifications.
I am into experimental baking and my mother is British.
I'm an adequate baker who bakes rather often.
I think she's great.
I'm a proficient box cake baker, and I always eat Abby's baking, so my palate is A1.
Perfect. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do this, if you've seen the British Baking Show, it's going to be a combination between the technical challenge and the showstopper challenge, because I have brought forward this recipe, but I've never made it before. So it'll be interesting. So I'm going to make the cake, I'm going to decorate it, and I'm going to present it, and then these lovely ladies are going to judge it for me and tell me how it is. I'm going to tell them for the first time what I'm actually making right now. So are you all ready for this? I'm going to be making a rose flavored cake with rose flavored frosting with pistachio garnish and birthday candles. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's very ambitious. I literally had to search for a rose cake recipe for hours to find one that was actually a rose cake recipe. So this could end up tasting horrible, but it might also taste delicious. I have 2 hours. The time will start when I actually get everything set up and I actually start baking. The lovely judges are again going to be equipping it every once in a while, checking in on me and giving me updates on time. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Ready, set,
Bake! Hey! It's very much so going to be like college edition Great British Baking Show. I don't have enough butter. I am barely going to have enough flour. I hope that was enough. I understand the perk of doing this beforehand because I literally have no idea how to manage my time right now.
Okay, what do we have here, Katie?
Alright, so I am mixing in my dry ingredients. Next up I have to slowly add my butter. Hopefully that'll work. It's supposed to be at room temperature and I don't think that it is. So I'm going to have to pop it in the microwave.
And then I see here you have poured in 7 egg whites. Are you worried at all about over whisking your egg whites?
I am partially worried about that. I also only have 5 eggs, so that'll be interesting.
Wow, I am very intrigued by this whole process. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that definitely needs to go in the microwave. That was terrifying.
Okay, ladies, thoughts about this particular recipe? A rose cake with, what is it, rose frosting, pistachios? There's a lot going on here.
I'm not gonna lie, ladies, I'm a little worried for Katie. Based off of watching your baking and watching the Great British Baking Show, I've seen that rose water is kind of a difficult ingredient to work with.
My biggest concern so far is her egg whites, because that's something I constantly have problems with, and we're missing 2 egg whites in this recipe. So it's very easy to overbeat your egg whites, and that can make your cake dense as hell.
I have to side with Emily here. I think a rose cake with rose icing, is it going to be too overpowering? Too much rose? I don't know.
We'll be very excited to find out. Did you get shell?
No, I just dropped the entire yolk.
Be careful, don't break it.
I wash my hands.
I need it. Alright,
That's yucky. So I'm gonna be a little experimental and I added a little bit of vegetable oil to my egg whites. I've done that before. I'm just going with it.
What's going on, Katie?
Nothing much. I just made the bold choice of putting in vegetable oil with my egg whites, so that'll be interesting. It's supposed to be getting wetter at this point, and it's not looking super wet.
Yeah, more crumbly, I would say.
But also, I still haven't added my whole milk, or my vanilla, or my rose water, or my vegetable oil.
Oh, well then you have lots of room for improvement.
Moisture.
Moisture, absolutely. Well,
Good luck. At this point in my life, I would never invest in a mixer. But boy, oh boy, when you need a mixer, you need a mixer.
Okay, contestants, you have
1 hour and 43 minutes left.
in 46 seconds.
go 44, 43.
Oh, vanilla.
Will she get the vanilla in time? It was not time sensitive. It's fine.
Oh, I'm getting spicy. Okay, so the rose water is going in. This is the nerve-wracking part. I think I'm gonna put it in at like 2 sections. Oh yeah.
Upsetting.
I put in the 2 teaspoons. I'm not tasting the rose water, like at all. Maybe I'll mix it some more.
I've seen that rose water is kind of a difficult ingredient to work with.
I think I'm gonna put in another teaspoon. I'm really worried that I'm gonna get to a pocket of rose water. It's just gonna be like way too overpowering. Somebody else come over and taste it.
We got a chunk of something,
Yeah.
so I don't know what that was.
I
want to get my own opinion.
Yeah, it tastes like, I don't even know.
Alright. I can taste the rose. It's subtle. Yeah, it's a very subtle flavor, which, like, rose water is very subtle. Well, I feel like I can taste it. It's just a very subtle flavor. I feel like I shouldn't assist you.
I'm gonna put more in.
Baking disasters, we've all been there. I personally can think of one that happened quite recently.
I can also recall this.
She was there. Emily was not there, so she will have the
Hearing this for
pleasure
the
of
first time.
hearing. So, a couple weekends back, I was gifted these fun, like, rainbow sprinkles that remind me of, like, Funfetti, the box cake mix. We were thinking, well, why don't we just make Funfetti cupcakes from scratch? It all went so wrong so quickly. So I was having serious intestinal gas pains.
Yeah.
So I was already just like not in a great mindset. Evening rolls around, I'm still not feeling any better, but there were talks that we were gonna make these cupcakes. And so our third housemate was like, hey Abby, are we still gonna make cupcakes? Probably shouldn't have said yes because it just turned out so horribly. I do my very best to try to get in the right headspace of baking.
Keep in mind, this is at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, which is my bedtime. So I messed up immediately. I put all of us like in charge of different little tasks in the beginning. We were like taking on the job of splitting the dry ingredients and adding them to a bowl. I put the wrong amount of flour in the bowl. I had already mixed in baking powder. So we threw away probably like the equivalent of like 4 cups of flour right off the bat. I also had to take a lot of breaks. I think about 2/3 of us were intoxicated. So as you imagine, our team was a disaster. I'm starting to have a mental breakdown in front of a fan on the floor. Emily, I think your ankle was injured. She was sitting in a chair. So we're like, okay, let's start over. I start putting in all of the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients when I was supposed to do it separately. So that happened. I had to whisk up some egg whites. We all take turns because the only time we don't have a mixer. Definitely didn't whisk them enough. Tried to fold it in gently, didn't fold it in gently. Baked them and they came out like white. No color. The sprinkles almost just kind of like created like craters. So it kind of just looked like bloody holes in this white cupcake. They didn't rise at all. Dense as hell. Like, you could throw these and it would dent the wall. So I was devastated, but also just like, thank God they're done. I'm going to bed. I'll deal with the frosting or whatever later. The next day, I was like not feeling super motivated, but I was like, okay, begrudgingly, I'll frost them. And you know, they came with a recipe. I followed the recipe's instructions for its own like special buttercream. I messed that one up pretty bad too. Just add way too much powdered sugar and something. Let me add milk. Because as soon as you add milk, it turns to an icing. So now these bricks were just coated in a sheen. They sat on the counter like that for probably damn near a week.
No one touched.
I threw them out today. I finally threw them out today, but no one touched them. I tried to eat one and I couldn't do it. I spit it out. I was gonna say, you know, A for effort, but no, there was no effort. It was a poor effort on all of us, especially me. I was not in the right space to be baking. We all make mistakes. 6, right?
0 out of 10. It'll probably be a while before we bake again.
Yeah, like I'm very excited to try Katie's stuff and to actually not be disappointed.
No pressure, Katie.
No pressure, Katie.
Don't disappoint her.
I just need it to be perfect to make myself feel good inside.
Okay, so I just put my cakes in the oven, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on my frosting now. I put one of the cake tins like on the floor of the oven. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but there wasn't any other room in the oven, so I'm probably just gonna like rotate them through and hope for the best.
All right, Katie, what do we have here?
Okay, so I don't have any butter left. So I looked up online and it said that you can use whipping cream as a butter substitute.
Interesting.
So I'm going to shake up some whipping cream and hope for the best.
We shall see.
Yeah.
How much are you supposed to shake this whipping cream?
I don't know, just get it a little thicker than just straight up liquid, I guess.
Intriguing. You have
Make the icing, I have to crush up some pistachios, and then just wait on my cakes to finish baking.
Are you concerned at all about the amount of rows you
Oh, definitely. I tried the batter that was at the bottom of the bowl. It was definitely a lot more potent than the top of the batter. If this tastes like we're eating perfume, I'm sorry.
So be it. At least our breath will smell good. All right, well, good luck with this.
Thank you, thank you. This recipe calls for 11 cups of powdered sugar. Oh, and I definitely don't have enough. I feel like that should be enough powdered sugar.
Okay, what do we have here, Katie?
This is supposed to be the frosting.
Liquidy consistency.
Yes.
It almost resembles more of like an icing,
Yeah.
I would say. Definitely gonna need some more dry ingredients in there. What do you have in there so far?
Just whipping cream and powdered sugar.
It's waiting my heart. Delicious. Okay, well, I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, I should probably rotate the cakes.
Katie just said that she needs to rotate her cakes, remember, because they're on different levels. When I heard that though, my mind instantly thought of using that on the dance floor, you know? So like, guy comes up behind you, he's like, hey girl, like, throw that thing back. And I'll be like, what? You want me to rotate these cakes? Hashtag
Rotate these
rotate,
cakes.
rotate these cakes.
I feel like this is low-key getting thick enough to be frosting. Also, this is way too much. I did not need this much. Alright. I'm gonna pop this in either the freezer or the fridge, whatever has more room. Time to crush some pistachios.
This is all very technical. I learned this in culinary school.
Only the highest level of technique in this. Okay, we have the pistachios. I have about 7 more minutes until my cakes come out of the oven, so I think I'm gonna try to like clean up my workstation a little bit. Okay, so I just took my cakes out of the oven. I'm feeling a little bit worried because the edges are like toasty brown, like not like scary toasty brown, but like a little toasty brown, and the edges of the cake have like come away from the sides. I don't know what that means, but I've never seen it before, so it's a little bit concerning. The rest of it looks okay, very uneven. Fingers crossed. We gotta let them cool for like 10 minutes, and then I can start frosting and garnishing and decorating. So it's a little update. I think we never actually showed like, the waiting in the Great British Baking Show. Like so much sitting around that you don't think about. I hope this plate is big enough. It's the biggest one we have, so. Oh, don't look. We just realized that the camera's turned off, so I don't know what was recorded, but I'm decorating now, kind of. And they're not allowed to look. The judges aren't looking. Last cake out of the cake tin. Oh wait, I forgot a step. I feel like this looks like one of the cakes that they make in like Max and Ruby.
Alright, Katie, you have 10 seconds left.
Come on, Katie.
You can do this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Hands off the cake, lady.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Definitely, the recipe called for too much icing. Like there's even some like spilling off the side of the plate. There's so much frosting. So here's my final cake being presented. We got a lot of spillage on the side because of too much frosting. But here is my rose cake with rose frosting with pistachio garnish.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like it definitely could have like gone in the fridge or the freezer and solidified a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, do we want to cut out a piece?
Should we light the candles?
I suppose.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So presentation wise, I'd give it like 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty, especially with the candles on. I like the specifically placed pistachios, but the spillage, I mean, this icing is just coming off the plate.
Yeah, I'd agree. I give, probably like 7 out of 10 because I think conceptually, like, stunning. I think the icing or the frosting just came out more like an icing instead of a frosting, so it's a little runny, which there's nothing wrong with an icing. It's just maybe the cakes are still a little bit too warm, but it's running off. But I think still very cute.
Yes, I agree. 7 out of 10. She had a vision. The icing let her down a little bit, but still pretty. Still looks very tasty. Very well thought out. So yeah, good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Cut into this bad boy.
Hi.
To be honest, my lady,
I'm so nervous.
I'm excited.
Me too.
It's very viscous. Let's take a look at the sponge. That's a very important aspect when judging baked goods.
Does it stay together?
Oh, look
She
at those
does.
layers.
Wow.
Look at those layers. Wow.
Impressive.
Beautiful.
Alright, so first opinion right off the bat, the layers do seem to be coming apart a little bit. That's probably just because the icing, was a little too hot. Cakes were a little too hot. Otherwise, it's looking good. Layers are slightly uneven, but that's okay.
I will say it has a very good even bake all around. The color on the bottoms of these layers all look consistent. There seems to be no burning. They don't look undercooked, so just perfectly cooked. I will say they look a little bit denser, so I don't know, something with the rising maybe there was a bit of an issue, but other than that, it looks very moist. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, they're nice defined layers here. You can see each distinct layer, which is nice. They're not running together. And yeah, it's got some nice spring to it. Maybe a little too much spring, but it'll be tasty regardless.
Okay, ready? I'm going. That's a good crunch with the pistachio. I like the crunch.
I can definitely taste the rose water.
I was gonna say,
Good flavor.
rose, totally there. It's almost like a little bit like lemony.
There's no lemon, so that's,
I know.
I'm
I know.
magic.
Very good. Very
Not
aromatic.
dry at all.
Yeah, very moist. And
Yeah.
like the crunch from the pistachios, I'm getting another one. No one judge me.
Yeah,
That is
good.
delightful.
Delicious.
That's a little bit like tea cake.
Ooh, yes.
You know? Like afternoon tea.
Yeah, totally.
Good job, Katie.
Thank you.
Woo!
So where do you place me? Deliberate, I'll give you your time.
Yeah, like she really did just shine above the rest of the contestants today.
We have our final answer.
Okay, I'm ready.
We've decided that on this week's episode of the Great Katie Bake Off, the star baker this week goes to Katie!
Surprise!
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
By default, we also have to eliminate someone. And unfortunately, that person today is Katie. So, Katie,
So sorry,
it was a
Katie.
good run. We saw that you put your best effort in, but I'm sorry, but Katie just pulled out today, and
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
so we'll be missing you next time.
Alright.
Always, thank you.
Yeah,
This is so yummy.
Can I like cut myself a slice?
Yeah, please do.
Oh,
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I had a great time baking my 21st birthday cake. And thank you to my special guest judges. You guys did amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It was an experience for sure.
Yes, and I'm so glad that I get to have this jerky, messy cake to eat for the rest of the
Tastes
week.
so good though. It's tasty.
Bye.
Will Katie fuck up? Oh.
Shit.
I should call him.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I thought we were doing it already.